Man, I got so many things on my mind. I'm sure kind of in the same position everybody else is in life. You're thinking about Christianity and following Christ. You know, what does that mean? Really, what does it mean? Because I think we make it mean whatever we want to at times. You know, for some people, Christianity is just going to church. And for some people, it's going to church and putting in a tithe check. For other people, Christianity is spurning the church and trying to find ways to prove that they don't need the church in order to be a follower of Christ. For some people, Christianity means refraining from doing bad things or the idea of doing a lot of good things. There are so many ideas of what Christianity can mean. We're reading again today through Matthew, reading Matthew chapter 14 through 16. I came across so many things, it's just great. Every time you read the Bible, the same stuff will stick out to you differently and for oftentimes different reasons. I read Matthew chapter 14 through 16. And there in Matthew chapter 15, I believe it's right around verse 8. Jesus was talking about the Jews and the religious leaders. He said something where he was quoting from a prophet in the Old Testament. I believe it was the prophet Isaiah. He said, "These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me." And I stopped reading for a little while, started thinking about that. I mean, how many times are we guilty of that? How many times are we guilty of saying all the right words when all the right people are around? But yet our hearts are really far from Christ. You know, so as I think about what it means to really be a Christian, I mean, the first thought process that comes to my mind is that we know we're on the right track of following Christ when the words from our mouth and the thoughts of our heart match up. And not just appearing to try to be religious or spiritual, but actually having a changed life that comes from within. And then you get over to Matthew chapter 16, and I just love that, and where Jesus looks at his disciples and he asks them, "Hey guys, who do people say that I am?" And they go through the whole list of things. They say, well, some people think you're Elijah, some think you're John the Baptist or one of the other prophets. And then Jesus looks at him and says, but who do you say that I am? I don't care about what the rest of the people think and say. I mean, who do you guys say that I am? And that's where Peter spoke up and said those words. You're the Christ, the Son of the living God. And I think at that moment, you think about that, there's no doubt in my mind that Peter's heart and his words matched up. You flip over, don't even have to flip, you just look over a few more verses and you find Peter wanting to keep Jesus from fulfilling his mission when Jesus made it clear that he was to go and to die. And then you get a couple more verses later. And Jesus said this. He said, "Hey, listen, if you want to follow me, you need to pick up your cross daily, and follow me." Here's the interesting thought about that, is that Jesus had not yet taken up his cross. He had only spoken about it, and up to that point, the apostles were confused by all the talk. Every time he started mentioning the Son of Man must go to Jerusalem and die, they were confused. But yet here he's telling them, guys, listen, here's what it's all about. Are you willing to die for me? Because that's what it takes to follow me. And Jesus said, listen, whoever loses his life for my sake will find life. And so when it comes to thinking about Christianity is so much more than saying all the right words when the right people are around. Christianity is so much more than showing up at church and putting our offering check into the plate as it goes by. Christianity is about having our life changed from the inside out through the done for us on the cross, and through His Spirit working in us daily. So as I was reading those words and just thought about them, I read them a few hours ago, but thinking about them since then. I thought if Jesus were to look at me, He were to be sitting, let me show you, if He were to be sitting right there, and He were to say, hey Larry, who do people think I am? And all the stories that I could tell Him. Oh, some people think you're a good teacher. Some people think you're a prophet like Muhammad. Some people think all of these other things about you. And I can just picture Jesus saying that, but hey Larry, who do you think of me? And right now, I hope, and I really believe, that I can look at Him and say, Jesus, You're the Lord of my life. When I gave my life to You, I died. And I began to live for You. You know, when the church is able to say that together,